particular show that people love called Second Family. And she's here, of course, she's been telling us a story. And right before the break, we were talking about how you use negative emotions, especially, to get into character. And I was just asking you how brave you are to just go there to some triggering moments and then get yourself out, because it's not the easiest thing, right? So, and you were giving me that process, yeah.
Again, it comes back to where you are at the present moment. You have to actually know that when I go to this certain place, like on set, when I'm surrounded by a certain type of people, this is on set. This is not my real life. This is not what's happening. Even if the emotion and the dark place that you're going happened in real life, you just have, if it's too much, don't go there. But if you know you're over it, you can get yourself out of it, do it. Or sometimes just go to the director and be like, so I'm going to take myself here. So this and this is what happened after it happened. I went through therapy. I did this and this and this. And then now they're like, okay. So in that moment, they ask you, so when you're doing therapy, what is the one thing that they told you that you can hold on to? And then you tell them. So after the whole thing, they just look at you and be like, I remember working with Edwin Kamau. He used to bring me back. I loved working with him so much. Like, he's someone who has actually helped me mold my career.
I see.
I don't think he knows, but I keep telling him.
Well, shout out to Edwin.
Yeah.
If he's listening right now.
He has done an amazing job.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things we're speaking about during the break was how characters or famous people, you know, that we see can be really shy or so in person. But then when you see them on screen, they are so bold, so rambunctious, if I can say that, you know, so alive. And you're like, is this the same person? You see the way sometimes we make fun of Beyonce, like she's just this person, like, you know, she's walking around like in this big hoodie, and you're like, are you forgetting you're the one on stage doing all those crazy things, you know, performing? And here you are, you know, someone can tell you could be a bit shy, but then when you speak, there's this vigor. Tell us about that.
It narrows down to being an actor again. You need to separate yourself, by the way. You need to have that line.
But why do you feel that's a thing for most artists, for that matter? Whether in music or not, is just a thing. What happens?
It's again merging yourself into that person, because this is the work you chose to do. This is what you said, you know what, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. So it takes a lot of work, but also a lot of you need to know yourself as who is Vanessa. What kind of a person is Vanessa aside from all this? Yeah, because I've been on set, I've heard stories about people being on set and getting into the character to the point that you're so much in character, you cannot even remember who you are. I've seen Hollywood actors who have done certain roles to a point that they cannot de-roll. Their bodies have refused to de-roll. Like, they stay on set, let's say, for 6 months doing a role. Maybe they are stammering and the stammer doesn't go. Because most of the time you go on set at 7 a.m., you leave at 4 a.m. So you've spent almost
your entire life.
Your
existence is there.
From Monday to Saturday, you're on set. On Sunday, you have a free day. So you are that person for the next 8 months. So you don't know anyone else apart from that. So it takes a lot of you knowing yourself and having your own roots. Like I said, my family, they hold me down a lot. And also my friends, they're there always to remind me, Vanessa, you are Vanessa. You are Vanessa, Okeyo. You are not Cindy Langat. You are not Agnes. You're not. You're Vanessa. Yeah. And
what roles would you say, you know what, I can never do this? You know, because, you know, for an artist, I know you're laughing. I know, I can tell. Right. Yeah, that I can do this. This is the extent I'll go, and this is the extent I won't. Do you have?
Yeah, I have limits.
What is your limit?
I have limits. I don't want to do sexual roles. I don't want to do you know, I'm saying this, but it looks so bad because I have a show coming up.
Yeah.
that I don't think I'm allowed to speak about it, but it's something in those lines. But some of the scenes that were written for me, I wasn't comfortable, and I said, I'm not quite comfortable doing this. Can we change it a bit to make it more comfortable for me? And they did that. But yeah, apart from that, I'm open to doing any other thing.
I see. And how has it changed you? Because you see, the human experience is you evolve over the things that you do. You discover more things about yourself as you do your craft, you know, whether good or bad, you know. So what has been your evolution like, especially right now, present day?
I never thought I could be mean.
What does that mean?
I'm not a mean person.
A mean person?
Yeah, I'm not mean. I'm not.
Explain that. What do you mean by mean?
Like,
how are you mean?
I don't like getting mad as Vanessa. I hate it. When I get mad, I get emotional. I start crying. I hate getting mad at the people I love. I hate shouting at the people I love. So sometimes I just find myself, I'm like, when it gets to that limit, I know, like right now, I know Vanessa can go there. I know Vanessa can shout. Kitambo, I didn't know that. I was just like, no, I can't shout. I don't like shouting at people. But
so, is it something that you feel you picked up?
Yes.
Oh, it's not part of you. No, it's not part of your character.
No, it's
but how
not.
Can how would you know that? Because you're growing. You got into this thing young.
Yeah.
Maybe that is when you're starting to learn your boundaries.
Yes.
Or
yes.
So you know. So how can you tell that you're mean or so you're just having boundaries? What's the difference for you?
I think I knew that when my friends told me, "Oh my God, Vanessa," they were just like shocked. It was something happened, and I just went completely off, and they were all shocked. They looked at me like, "What?" Some things I do, like when I get, especially it's the getting mad, because Vanessa doesn't get mad. Everyone knows that from a very long time. So sometimes I'd find myself shouting, maybe when I'm with my friends, and they'd be like, "Okay, you're not acting. Chill." So that's when I was like, oh wow, I feel like I'm actually picking this up. That's a bad thing. I feel like that's a bad thing, but also it has helped me create boundaries. I'm like, yeah,
maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not going to do this. No, I refuse. I know Vanessa, Kitambo Vanessa would, but no, me right now, I won't take it.
So do you appreciate that part of you?
A bit.
A bit.
A bit. I feel like I need to keep growing and learning I have to learn how to manage it.
You know, your name now is Household, right? And then when you have the character, it is Household.
I just realized that. Oh God.
Kenyans love soap opera. Kenyans love, you know, shows like this. You know, and they sit down and watch. Funny enough, like sometimes we say that, you know, it doesn't have viewership, but it does. Right, so your household name,
it does.
You know, and then now people would be coming up to you, and then there's the aspect of you have to be nice because you're popular, but then now you say quote unquote the meanness, right? So where's the caveat to this thing where you want to talk to people, you want to be cool, but then
but people pick what they want from you. That's the thing. You might be extremely nice, but they watched Cindy or any other role that I've played, they watch Samantha, and they expect you to be Samantha, or they expect you to be Cindy. So when you're Vanessa, they're like, no.
It's
like before meeting you, they expect you to act some type of way.
Yeah.
They don't expect you to act the way you will act. They don't expect you to act like Vanessa. I remember when we were shooting, I used to get so many messages. People were like, "Oh my God, you're perfect." I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. They used to be like, "Oh my God, I have such a huge crush on you." And I used to write back and be like, "No, you don't have a huge crush on Vanessa. You're crushing on Cindy. You don't know Vanessa. This is a character that you like. It is not me." When doing Sky Girls, I used to have underage boys texting me and be like, "Sam," and I'm like, "No, it's Vanessa. It's not Sam. Stop it. Stop it." So I've met people who have been mean. I've interacted with someone who was very mean because I refused to meet them in person.
Oh,
yes.
So that was on social media, or eventually they met you in person?
On social media, also in person. In person, I've had an interaction where they're like, "You're different." I was like, "What do you mean?"
Okay.
I was like, I am? I was like, oh, okay. What do you want me to say? Some people expect me to be talkative, talk a lot, but when I don't know you like that, I won't be talking.
But you know, one of the things about characters that you watch in movies or series is that they define maybe a particular time in your life. Right? You've watched particular series from throughout when you were a child, and you remember this particular actor and how they felt. Then maybe you see them on red carpet, or you see their stories on particular blogs, and you're like, that's what I expected, you know, of them. So I think they, you know, there's that thing where people capture this character in a moment of their life, and then this character becomes therapeutic.
Yeah, but you know, the problem is I cannot be that character for the rest of my life. I've done Samantha, I've done Cindy, I've done Mino, I've done Agnes, I've done this, I've done so many, I've done Siren. Like,
if you were to be all that, it would be insane.
I can't, it's impossible. And when I meet you, let's say you've watched like 4 shows out of all those, which one?
Which one do you want me to be?
All the same. Which one do you want? And I can't just start talking to you like, because I've met people who are like, okay. So there's this scene, I remember, do it. And they look at you, they're like, do it. And what you mean?
Like perform, dance.
Yeah, perform
like
that. You remember that one, do it. You're like, I can't. I can't do it. They're like, but you've done it before. Do it.
You know, I have never understood why. Maybe you can tell me because you're in those shows. There's some characters that leave shows. For example, Nina Dobrev, when she was doing Vampire Diaries, she just left, you know, towards the end of the series, and she just wasn't Elena anymore. You know, we had also people expecting Blake Lively to still be, you know, Serena. You know, and other characters that we've had even in our own Kenyan soap operas, you know, like Nini Washera and the roles that she's acted. We still see her like, Nini, why can't you be that girl?
Yeah.
You know, so why do you think some lead characters just move away from a series before it's done? What happens? Because I never understand that the psyche behind that.
Sometimes I feel it's the role it gets to you. Sometimes it's really overwhelming. I'm not going to lie. You stay. I found myself one time, I stayed up almost the whole night. I could not sleep and just kept thinking. I was like, okay, like, I love doing this. I love this character, but it's too much. It's too much. It's actually, honestly, too much. And then also, I know when you get feedback from the audience, it's not something you're supposed to take at heart, but sometimes it's just one person. And people are being extremely mean. So you find yourself just being like, because imagine starting to shoot in February all the way till November, 5 days a week or 6 days a week. You are that person for that long. It becomes overwhelming because, you know, it's a character. It's not you. It's not real life.
What about when it goes on for years, like 8 years?
That's even harder, I feel. Personally, I feel like I wouldn't be able to handle it also, depending on the character, of course. But it's the days and sets are so heavy. You're doing something that's not you. It's not a normal day-to-day where I say, okay, today I'm meeting, I mean, you know, I'm doing this, then after I do it. No, it's you're following a script that is not you. It's someone else, and it becomes too much.
I see. Yeah. What role would you... Like after doing all this, I'm sure you've ticked.
I just feel like the thing is I don't like horror movies. In the making of it, I will get to understand them better and at least watch them.
So would you be the villain? Would you be the person haunting, or, you know, being in the house, you know, attacking the ghost, or I don't know.
Like Beetlejuice, Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, Wednesday.
Yes.
So something like Wednesday, and then you'd be
Tim Burton. I would just say just him.
All right.
I like his movies. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, Wednesday was fire.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for, you know, the other one.
Oh yeah. Beetlejuice. And season 2 of Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So that's interesting. I'm still thinking about you on horror.
Yeah, and something in the lines of fighting too. I mean, like Woman King. I watch it and I'm like.
Yeah, that was literal something else.
It's
and
learning something new every day. I want to learn a skill. I want to see if I can throw a punch.
But you know, the vigorous part about now preparing for a role, especially this athletic, you know, physically involving roles where you have to work out, you have to be in the, I don't know, you just have to do this excruciating things. Yeah. Have you done even short films or roles for that matter? Or how do you do it, like even the role that you have? Because actors, you know, you need to eat things or not eat.
Yeah, you need to train. So far I haven't done such. That's why I want to do such shows. But yeah, for shows, there's some things you're told not to do. Don't be taking this. You need to look some type of way. Like for nails, your nails need to look like this. Your hair, sometimes you'd go maybe do your nails, and then a week later it's like, okay, we're shooting, so you have to remove them. Like you have to
be flexible.
Be told, yeah, like shave your hair. Yeah, just shave your hair for this role. We don't want your character with long hair.
Like your literal hair, or like your wig, or
no, your literal hair. Shave it.
Would you be ready, or have you done it? Have you shaved your hair, Vanessa?
I've trimmed. I've trimmed my hair. I trimmed it, and then, you know.
What's extreme you've done for a role on yourself?
Oh, I have this show coming out.
What did you do? What did you do?
I did some things to my face. I feel like if I say it, it will reveal the character. But I just did some things to my face. I looked at myself and I was like,
things that you could get off, or things.
Yeah. But I just looked at myself like, why? What is this? But at the end of the day, I was like, it's the character.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've never like fully like shaved your head, like.
No. I feel like I would be open to doing it, but it just depends on the role again. Like, what role is this? Why are they shaving my? I'd ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm open to doing it. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the directors that you've worked with that have really inspired you? Like you said, on set, they love being asked questions. They love being involved in your creative process because they can see you. They know. I love the intellect that they use to work with a character or move unexpectedly, because you have your script, but then there's the unexpected that usually happens on set literally all the time, and that is not scripted in. You cannot expect it, and it's always the beautiful part of it. So what are those moments?
First I'll start with the directors that have really inspired me, and I'll start from way back, not way back, but back, to Grace Kahaki and Felipe. I remember going on that set. Of course, I was a nobody at that time. They didn't know who I am. They didn't treat me any differently. They were so open to explaining my role, to just making me feel like I'm a part, like a huge part of this project. I felt so welcomed, so loved. I've worked with Johnny on Sky Girls. Sky Girls was heavy because it talks about drugs, and
I remember.
You know, so him bringing you to your teenage self. It's like you're a teenager, you're not as old as you are, so you have to, your mind has to be a teenager's mind. So he really helped me. Adam really helped me in Second Family, together with Edwin Kamau helped me a lot. The new show is Adele. Even I have DOPs who have really helped me. I don't know, you had him last week here.
Brian
Obra.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Obra has played a huge part in my career, actually. Because when we were shooting Second Family, he's always been holding me down, like a lot. People like DOPs like Simon, Wai, Obra, they have impacted like my career to where I am right now.
I see.
They've played a huge part in it. Jennifer, June, I've worked with so many people who are never seen on screen, who are just there in the background, who have done an amazing job with me, and I'm just so happy.
I see.
Yeah.
So those beautiful moments that are unscripted, you know, how does one, just describe one, how does that look for you, and why did you appreciate it?
It was early on when we had started shooting, and I was doing a scene with Sarah. And you know, sometimes you don't always expect the director to understand you, or understand, like you as a person, not even as the character. They understand the character, but you as a person, what's going on with you. And I've had moments where I would just be taken aside and you just ask, you know, in the moment when you're working, it's just work, what's going on, They pull you aside and they're like, so how is Vanessa? How are you? And it's usually so nice, like, oh my God, someone actually understands, someone actually cares. They understand what I'm going through doing this role and being this certain person. And that moment, I just hugged them and I started crying. Like, oh my God, you understand? Like, oh
yeah,
God.
it becomes very emotional.
It's like, oh,
yeah,
thank you.
I get it.
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Vanessa, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on, giving us your creative process, journey, and being so authentic, you know, and you're so expressive. No wonder you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's no doubt, you know, I can see it right now. So thank you once again. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
And Godspeed in all you do.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having
You're
me.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching Morning Vibe. Our guest has been Vanesa Okeyo. She's a young superstar doing the best that she can in the acting industry, and of course you can keep up with her on her socials and you know, just go see what she's up to. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Remy Majala. See you again next week. Bye.
When it's a Saturday, there's only one entertainment show in East and Central Africa. Arena 254. Join Aisha Wanjiku and Tony Mwirigi for all the artistic interviews fused with amazing entertainment conversations and sizzling hot live DJ mixes. Catch this and so much more every Saturday from 10 p.m.
Skuzini metizi na wakanesa manzi mkamba anishiko milema.
Only on K24 TV.
Step into a world of emotions, relationships.
Kumbe mama, ulikuwa unafikiria kuolewa tena? Yaani unijali hata kidogo, wewe ni mbaya.
Dilemmas and complexities of life.
Mwanamke